Tropical storm Idalia has reached South Carolina, this after barreling through Florida and Georgia.
The rushing water took over streets, downing power lines, and at one point leaving more than 400,000 people without power. Idalia made landfall as a Category 3 hurricane before being downgraded to a tropical storm. It hit the Gulf Coast with wind speeds approaching 125 miles an hour.
Yeah, and that video you're looking at, pretty incredible. Now let's turn things over to News 4 Tucson's Daniel McFarland, who is live on the south side. Daniel, you spoke to a few people who once lived right here in Tucson but are now living in Florida. What do they have to say about dealing with a hurricane there?
Well, Monica, the big thing they said, it was very different. So one woman I talked to said she lived in Tucson for years and years. And then when she finally moved to Florida, she drove through Hurricane Ian last year and then finally Idalia today. Spencer Leone Brass lives in Tallahassee and saw the storm begin to have impacts around his neighborhood yesterday afternoon.
Yesterday afternoon, we just went to Publix for the last time and went home and turned on the Weather Channel and just hunkered down for the night. It started raining probably about 11 o'clock. It got a little windy, but it didn't get really, I would say, too intense until probably 6:30 this morning.
It's still too early to fully assess the damage, but he has noticed that most of the city of Tallahassee is in decent shape after the storm. There are some spots, like around his parents' house, that saw a bit more damage.
I just tried getting to my parents that live on the southeast side of Tallahassee, and we cannot get to them because there's down power lines, they have no power, and down trees, so they have it all blocked off while they're trying to clean it all up.
The Big Bend wasn't the only area that saw heavy rain and wind. Jennifer O'Connor, who is a transplant from Tucson to the Gulf Coast, said that it took a lot of work to get ready for the storm.
I don't have a lot of people here for support. So I really just had a friend that hung out with me for the night because the area where he was evacuated and my area was in a further evacuation zone. So I was thankful that I didn't have to do it by myself. But listening to the heavy winds, the heavy rain.
And so the storm's still making its way through Georgia right now, and it's going to be having an impact on the coast of Georgia, north of New Brunswick, and places like Savannah and Tybee Island, along with Charleston. Now that's significant because those two spots are very prone to flooding. Back to you.